All right, let's get at these dogs on top talk right quick. Yo, man, Georgia's schedule is trash, but that ain't stopped Clemson before. I went on a tangent here at one point, just going down their schedule, and it's like Virginia, East Tennessee State, and parts. Like, they get Alabama in week 3, and they're hanging their hat on that. But also, if you beat Alabama in week 3, everybody knows that you beat Alabama in week 3. And if Alabama's as good as I think they are, they'll return as the SEC West Division champ, and then you get Bama, Georgia round 2 in the conference championship game. But I'm not sure that this team is good enough to win a national championship. They're certainly good enough to get back to the SEC championship, but I don't know what I'm going to get out of store brand Cam Newton.
Store brand Cam Newton.
That's who he is. Jamie Newman is store brand Cam Newton. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad
thing. Store brand Cam Newton.
It is. Yeah.
It's like the great value.
Yeah.
Cam Newton.
It's a Sam's Choice. Yeah, Cam Newton is fine.
Mountain Lightning instead of Mountain Dew.
Hey man, don't sleep on the Mountain Lightning.
Dude, I used to live on Mountain Lightning in college. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't sleep on the cola.
Cola.
Right, just cola.
Dude, hey, you're talking to, like, I would buy stock in RC Cola if I could find it. I love that stuff.
You and my dad, man. Like, y'all. Like, RC Cola and Ruffles. Yeah.
Dude, Ruffles have ridges, man. Don't knock the Ruffles.
See, the cheese Ruffles. That's my dad right there. My dad's also country
they're superior to Wavy Lays. I don't know what you're saying.
See, and my dad be like, find the cheese Ruffles too. Find the cheese ones.
Oh, see, I go standard. I don't like all the cheese powder.
Oh man, of course.
Gets all over your fingers. Like, come on now.
I mean, fingers are for licking, dog. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's not cool in today's climate. Like, you can't be licking your fingers.
I mean, you can lick them. Just wash them before you go anywhere. It's okay. Hey, no sharing of the chip bag.
I hope the CDC is not listening to our show right now.
Man, the CDC need to go ahead and get these tests out here.
I know,
That's what
right?
they need to do. Come knock on my door. I got something for you, CDC. I got something for you. Get back to Ruffles,
Georgia,
and Cola, and Sam's Choice, and store brand Cam Newton. So you know that I was at Sanford for Georgia Notre Dame last year, and it was awesome. It is flat awesome. Shout out to my man David Patrick. No, you good?
Sorry, ad going crazy.
You're good. You're fine. So I understand what kind of defense they have. Like, people are like, nobody knows the name of your defense. I know the name of their defense. I know all about Richard LeCount. I know all about J.R. Reed. I know they're going to return just some hammers up front. I also know that they got this stable of backs, dog. Like, they got Secretariat, War Emblem, American Pharaoh, what's that dude's name? Affirmed, and Ali Dar. They got all 5 of them joints in the form of Zamir White.
Did you say Man of War too? Because we got to throw him in there.
Nah, he's a JUCO transfer. Zamir White. We got Kendall Milton. My goodness. I keep forgetting Kenny McIntosh is even there. And he's awesome. I hope he gets carries. I hope he gets touches. They get James Cook back. And they got Dejan Edwards coming in. So if Kirby Smart wants to go back to playing murder ball, he's certainly got the backs to do it. The problem I have is that Todd Monken is going to try to just make it do what it do with what you got.
That's true.
But the other problem I got is they only got but the one wide receiver. Dominique Blaylock is out. You stuck with George Pickens. And George Pickens went to work on Baylor, and they had a great defense last year. But that's still the only dude. And then you lost Eric Gilbert to LSU because you don't use tight ends. You use them as 6th offensive lineman. Shout out Philip Montgomery. So you're going to have to throw these dudes the ball. And I get Todd Monken knows how to do that because Todd Monken turned Oklahoma State and West Lunt into 550 yards a game. You know? And also was handing the ball to Nick Chubb up there in Cleveland. Shout out to him at USM too because he took him from Ofer to, heroes here real quick. But I think it's about Kirby Smart whether or not they can win a national championship, man. Because if he just decided to coach the defense, right? Just him and Dan Lanning just get together, have himself a conversation, include Glenn Schumann on the thing, go coach the defense and leave the offense to one Todd Monken, I think they'd be all right. But I don't think that Kirby Smart has that bone in his body. I think Kirby Smart is going to be on the headphone talking about run the ball.
Gotcha.
So, thinking about that, I kind of want to lean toward Florida in the world's largest cocktail party right now, which would severely hamper Georgia's opportunity to make it out of the SEC West, let alone win a national championship game.
Yeah, I mean, Florida is one of those teams too, man, that, I just keep expecting them to take that next step. They always seem like they've got the talent, and it just never seems to come together. And I don't know if it's just the SEC or what, but yeah, I mean, honestly, when I look at Georgia, I'm with you. I think, this is a team that's obviously trying to change their philosophy a little bit, and that can either hurt or help you. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes down, because they could come out and start airing it out, and it could open up the run game. They could look like gangbusters, or they could come out and look disjointed and disheveled, and then immediately decide they want to revert to the run game again halfway through the season and just start playing, as you put it, murder ball.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotta lean away right now, but that could change with a win over Alabama, because I have picked Alabama to win the national championship this year. Let's go to Texas.
Oh boy. Yeah.
You change out coordinators on both sides of the ball. You fired doggone near everybody. I don't know how Herb Hand managed to keep his job as offensive line coach, but he did. You got Jay Bower in there running your tight end and your special teams, just as he lost a 5-star tailback in Jason Rowland. You got Mike Yurcich coming down from Ohio State because he wants to call plays again, and he's taking over the play calling privileges from a dude that made his bones calling plays in one time, Herman. I think Chris Ash knows how to call a defense, but this is going to be his first year with those boys, and they're going to be moving some dudes around, right? Like, I like the roster. Caden Stearns, I think, has an opportunity to be one of the best defensive backs in the country. Could be the best defensive back in the country. I think Anthony Cook could be great. I think Deshaun Jameson could be great. I think B.J. Foster could be awesome. I also think you're leaking at linebacker. And I'm not certain that I can trust Vernon Broughton to step up, or Alfred Collins to step up as true freshmen on that defense.
Right.
And that's really my issue right now, is can you stop people from scoring? Because they want to point to LSU. Like, LSU put up 45.
Right.
And it'd be like, hey, they put up 63 on Oklahoma. Yeah, but we're not talking about Oklahoma. We're talking about LSU. Or we're talking about Texas, right? Who got stonewalled, got destroyed by Texas Christian. Texas Christian wasn't no good at all.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
Got embarrassed by Baylor and Gary Bohannon running QB draw.
Right.
Needed a late field goal to beat Kansas 50-49. Now, on the flip side, Sam Ehlinger is returning as, I believe, the most prolific active player today. I think that dude has more touchdowns responsible for than any other player today. And they got running backs that I like. Like, I'm not a Keontae Ingram fan, even as the rest of y'all are. I like Roschon Johnson. I think that if he develops into that role, he's the solid number 2. But I'm really excited about Bijan Robinson, who had 3 straight years of 2,000 yards rushing or more. I'm really excited about Daniel Young. I'm really excited about Jordan Whittington. And then you got Jake Smith in the slot. You got Malcolm Epps on one side. You got Brendan Eagles on the other. They both 6'6", and they're trees. But the offensive line was also kind of trash. So
is this the year that Texas finds a running back? Because that's what I got to ask you. Because it seems just bewildering to me that they have yet to.
They got hurt, dog. Like, they were all hurt. And you know why they were hurt? Because Tom Herman decided to run a death camp in August. Try to get them ready for LSU. They were ready for LSU, and nobody else. Nobody else. I mean, they played their best ball against LSU, took a month to get healthy, and played their best ball against Utah. All because their coach doesn't know how to periodize.
Right. No, I mean, I like Ehlinger.
With the hard G?
Yeah, of course. You got to go there every time. I remember when that first happened, and it blew my mind that he said that out loud, and then I was like, this is going to be the greatest soundbite till the end of time. I really do. I like his, and I'm going to throw another fun, overused cliche word out there, in moxie. No, I just like the way that he seems to lead and the way that he seems to grab control at times, and he's just a tough kid. I mean, he's fun to watch. He's not, I know you have a ton of OU fans listening. They're not going to want to hear me say positive things, but the kid is fun to watch. He's a tough kid. He moves the chains. I think he's a good guy. Tom Herman is, to me, on the ultimate hot seat. He's right there with some of these other big-name coaches that have done nothing. And it's like, at some point, Texas, you feel like, has to make a move.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to co-sign your Sam Ehlinger assessment because dude came on the show over the summer. He was good about it. He was cool about it. He took everything that I threw at him and came back saying, you got some more? You got some more. And we talk about these kids sometimes like they're pieces of meat, but I'm going to go ahead and do it right quick. The dude's lower half is that's a trunk. That's a tree trunk. That dude is every bit of 230. And I understand why you want to run him all the time. He also got to be a much better passer than he's been given credit for in the past because he threw for, I want to say, about 3,600 yards last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was good. I think he also rushed for more than 600. It's all about whether or not Magic City is going, let the dude throw the ball around. I call him Magic City Tom from time to time. Yeah. According to reports, my man's been known to hit a strip club.
I thought it was like the massage parlor or something.
No, that's Robert Kraft. Yeah.
By the way, he's had a rough week.
Has he now? To be quite fair, who among us has not had a rough week?
Yeah, it's true. I guess, yeah, Robert Kraft may have not had as rough a week as some people because Robert Kraft is, in fact, a billionaire. So,
I tell you what, you're going to know that Texas is ready to contend for the Big 12 title, let alone the national title, if they can go to Baton Rouge and get a W.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that LSU team, while talented, is super young, and you ought to be able to super beat them down if you are Texas because you return almost everything. Yeah, you change out the parts, but those kids know how to play football, and they're going to see a bunch of kids that just ain't been on that stage before.
This LSU team looks a lot like the old Miami teams where the whole team gets drafted and then we just reload and go from there. That's what it seems like. I mean, how many guys are getting in they what, like 17 dudes at the combine or something like that? They had more than
I counted 16, but
they had like more guys than a lot of a lot of conferences had at this thing.
I believe the Big 12 had like 29 total.
Yeah.
And they had 16 coming from that one school.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that really, I know we've talked about it a lot before, but that reminds me of like the 2004, 2003, early 2000s Miami teams where literally it was like the whole team would get drafted.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if Ed Orgeron can build himself a dynasty, but I know this, man. Scott Linehan's going to have to put on his big boy pants, and we're going to see if Bo Pelini still got that etouffee magic down there. Because Marcel Brooks is one thing, but you're losing defensive talent. You're losing offensive line talent. My goodness.
Yes.
Sadiq Charles was so good last year, and I think people forget that. I think people forget that Christian Fulton was really good. Grant Delpit won the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award. Both your inside linebackers are gone. Patrick Queen, he might be a first-round pick to Mayberry's Raiders.